Alrighty.
Okay, so let's get started here. I'll give you and actually before you do that, grab your, oh, never mind, it's right here. Seatbelt. I'll give you a quick safety briefing, just like the flight attendants. So, seatbelt. Fasten them. It's just like an airline. You're going to put the metal end into this buckle right here.
Gotcha.
And then you can kind of adjust the strap, tighten it. It does have a pull strap. Now, if it doesn't, kind of let it go back. Just keep your seatbelt fastened. It's early morning. It might not get fun. It will later today, but if you get really hot or anything, just let me know. You have an air vent located up above your left side right there.
Okay.
If it's too much air, you can turn that opening away from you, and if you need more. I'll also open the cabin air so that we have air down near our feet. Emergency exits are 2 doors today. I don't know if you saw how that door closed, but essentially, to open it, you're going to lift up on that silver handle right there.
Yeah.
Lift it up, push the door out, and then we'll exit towards the back of the plane. For traffic, it might be a pretty busy morning today. It seems like there's a lot of people going up. So if you see traffic anywhere, and it doesn't look like I see it, just point it out to me. If you can help me. Just reference it using a clock. So I got both clocks straight ahead. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions?
No, you're fine.
We're going to be switching flight controls back and forth quite a bit today, so if I want you to take flight controls, I'll say you have the flight controls. Just respond back to me. That way we're both on the same page. We know exactly what we're doing. And I'll do the same thing. You don't have to get back to me. Alright, so we'll get started. Is there a checklist in that bucket over there?
I don't see it. You talk about down here? Well, no, that's not it. Yeah, the only papers are... Yeah, but...
By memory today. Okay, so that master switch, that red switch over there, let's put them both on. Go on. Our beacon light is on. That's that red light on the tail. Flashing at us. Today it's the first flight of the morning, so we are going to prime the engine a little bit. We're going to put some fuel directly into the cylinders. So on the left side, kind of below and to the left of that red master switch, you have a primer. Twist it, and there's going to be a notch in there. And then it'll kind of pop out. There it goes. So pull it out and push it all the way in. Do that one more time. And now twist it again to kind of lock that. Get that, there you go. Engine's primed. Make sure it's full rich. Flaps go up. On. Alright. Clear prop! Prop is clear. So, let me give you that key, the black one.
Oh, man. Yeah.
There you go. Oh. Alright,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I don't know why he's doing that.
Keep falling.
Yeah, he just...
There's that black key. I'm gonna have you put it into the ignition right there. It's to the right of that red switch.
Yeah.
You're gonna hold it in the start position until the engine kind of catches. So
Let me know you want me to bring it.
clear prop. You're good to go. There it goes. You can put it on the boat. And after start, put it up to 1,000 RPM. That way the engine can kind of warm up a bit. After start, the first thing your eyes should go to over here, oil pressure is green, temperature is going to start rising. It's the first flight of the day. And then after that, it's going to stay hot all day long. In the mixture out a little bit. mic check. How do you hear me?
I hear you perfect.
Move your microphone.
Is that better?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You should be able to hear yourself as well. You can hear yourself.
Yeah, I hear myself.
Perfect. I'm not too loud or anything.
Nah.
Okay, cool. All right. So we got avionics on. Our GPS is going to load up here.
How would I turn down like the volume?
Of yourself, it will be.
That's so frustrating.
There we go. Your volume will be this knob right here, the skinny part of it. The outer knob right here is going to control the sensitivity. So if it's not picking you up really well, we'll adjust that a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, if I'm too loud or anything, it'll be this knob right here. All right, we got full fuel. We'll reset that. Continue. Okay, so next, we're gonna grab the weather real quick. So I'm gonna turn this frequency on, and you're gonna start hearing what's called an AWOS. It's an automated weather observation system. It's just gonna start spitting out the current weather right now. We really want the wind in the altimeter setting so that we can put it in there.
Not recommended.
Like an automated voice.
Yeah. Huntsville Executive Airport Automatic Weather Observation 1324 Zulu Weather Wind 120 at 7 Wind Variable between 09er 0 and 150 Visibility 10 Clear Below 2000 Temperature 25 Celsius Dew point 20 Altimeter 3017 Density altitude 1800.
So a couple things there. Wind was 120 at 7. So that means that wind is coming from the southeast at about 7 knots right now. We always want to take off and land going into the wind. So we got runway 18 over here and 36 down there. So we're going to use 18 today. That way we can take off going southbound. We'll be facing the wind. It just gives us better performance. So we got the wind. The altimeter setting, I plugged it in, and both altimeters read within 75 feet. They read field elevation. That camera keeps falling.
I don't know what to do.
See if you can try and breathe onto that part, give it a little bit of moisture. That might help it stick.
So long? Oh yeah, it's on. I think the sun is expanding the plastic.
Oh. Hopefully the vibrations don't take it off. Okay, so we got our weather, we got our altimeters plugged in, mixture's leaned, we're ready to go. So I'm going to do a quick radio check. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172, Kilo Delta radio check. I will listen. There's probably nobody sitting at the desk right now, so I'm not going to get a return on that. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172, Kilo Delta, ramp, taxi runway 18, Huntsville Exec. Alright, so now we can start taxiing. The other thing here, it is a uncontrolled field. So there's no tower clearing us to do anything. It's all pilot reports.
Oh, okay.
So you'll hear a lot of people on this frequency in general, because a lot of different airports in the area share 123.0. But yeah, we don't have tower kind of guiding us or anything. Huntsville International does, so that's all controlled airspace over there. Once we get out onto this taxiway over here, I'll kind of let you get a feel for the rudder pedals. It's a lot different than a car. We're not steering with the yoke or anything.
Yeah.
You steer with your feet. It's a really big adjustment for student pilots to get used to at first, because you're so tempted to want to go like this, and this doesn't do anything. I can move it around all day long.
Yeah. When I first started to like learn, I was always like curious. I was like, how are you controlling left or right by your feet?
Yeah. Alright, so we're out here. I'm going to let you kind of get a feel for it. So, the rudder pedals have two parts to each of them. There's the top part, that's the brakes, and then the bottom part, the heel, that's going to be your rudder. So, for now, just kind of get a feel for it. Put both feet on the pedals, and you're just going to steer left and right. Now, it's not very sensitive, as you can tell.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's very sluggish. Now it has differential braking too, so like if you want to make a really tight turn or something, you can only use one side of the brakes, and it'll really tighten that corner around. There you go, yeah, so some left, that'll keep us right on that center line. Try out the brakes too, see if you can hit like both of them simultaneously. That'll be your toes, yeah.
On to executive traffic, is downwind, runway 18, on to executive.
Taxiing wise, there's no speed limits or anything on the ground. Typically I like the plane going about 15 knots, that's what our ground speed is right now. That's a good speed. You're not flying down the taxiway, but you're also not moving at a snail's pace. So when we get down to this corner, I'll take the rudders back, and we're going to do a run-up. Alright, so come on here.
Traffic, style, pop up 180,
and you can bring this
runway 18, on to executive.
Right here's perfect. Alright, so we're going to do a run-up. We're going to basically run the engine at a higher RPM setting, make sure all the gauges stay green, all of our instruments work. So, we got fuel selector on both, brakes are held, flight instruments. As of now, airspeed reads 0, we're not moving, so that's correct. Our artificial horizon is correct, wings level, blue skies over brown horizon. The altimeter is set for field elevation. That camera, yeah, we'll just have to put it back.
Yeah. On to executive traffic, style, pop up 180.
Yeah. This plane, I don't have an opening window, so I keep the door for airflow.
I got you.
Yeah. Altimeter reads field elevation 763. Vertical speed over here, that's how quickly we're climbing and descending. It's not moving, which is correct. Our heading indicator, our HSI, reads 279. If we look up at the compass, it's about 10 degrees off. This one is correct. The compass has some errors to it. And our turn coordinator, wings are level, and that ball is centered. So we're looking good there. Flight controls, we're going to check them all. Full left. Go, here. Untangle that, there we go. So full left, that aileron goes up, this one goes down. Full right, that one goes up, that one goes down. Neutralize, and now go all the way back. Elevator in the back goes up, and all the way forward it goes down. Now rudder pedals, give those full left, full right. The rudder is going to move left and right. That. The flight controls are free and correct, so we'll do a run up real quick. We're going to go to a higher RPM setting, and it'll get a little loud for a second. So we got 1700 RPM. Our pressure is green over there, temperature is also green. Next we're going to do a magneto check. So that key right there, you see how there's an R and an L next to both? I want you to move it 2 clicks to the left to the R position. So we got about, go back to both real quick. So we've got about a 50 RPM drop there. So now go to the left position. And same thing here, we got about 50 RPM drop, so go back to both.
On to executive traffic, style, pop up,
rise back up, clear the carburetor key, it's going to come on. Again, we got a decrease in RPM. Push it back in, RPMs rise again. We're going to check idle. We're going to be idle at about 600 RPM, engine doesn't quit on us. And we'll go back to 1,000. Alright, mixture is going to go full rich. I'll close this door. give you a quick pre-takeoff briefing real quick. So I'm going to have you kind of help me out with the takeoff here. I'll control the rudder pedals, I'll control the throttle, but I'm going to have you do the yoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up on that runway. Once we verify that runway 18 is what we're on, I'm going to go full throttle. You're going to have your hand on the yoke, and just one hand, probably your left hand. You're going to have your left hand on the yoke. Our airspeed's going to start to rise. So when our airspeed gets to about 55, that's called rotation speed. That's when you're going to slowly start to pull back on the yoke, and we'll lift up into the air.
That'll show up right here, correct?
Yes, that'll show up on this tape right here. Yeah. So this will kind of start moving. Once it gets to 55, you'll just smoothly pull back. And it's not like a constant pulling it all the way back. It's just enough to get us off the ground. Off the ground. Yep. After that, I'll take the yoke. I'll take flight controls. We're going to go to the northeast practice area. We'll probably climb up to about 3,500 feet. Once we get over there, I will give you the controls back, and I'll just kind of let you fly around a bit.
Okay.
I'll have you do a couple things, a couple turns, maybe some climbs, and then I'll show you a few maneuvers, and we'll make our way back. If there's anything else you want to do while we're up there, you let me know.
Okay.
If you want me to take pictures, feel free.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we got final approach clear, runways clear. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, taking off runway 18, departing to the northeast, 3,500, Huntsville Exec. Alright, so we got runway 18 identified. Those are going to go to the floor. Smoothly go full throttle. Alright, so power set. Our speed is moving, it's alive. Gauges are all green. There's 55. And there's rotation. And now we're just climbing out. Push the nose forward a little bit. Enough so that you can see the horizon out there, and that'll allow us to build up some airspeed. Yeah, very good.
You guys have ospreys here, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, they're those are all over, and they do practice over here too. It's kind of crazy when they do. All right. Very good. All right, I'll take flight controls. All right. So we are clear to the left, clear to the right. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turning left crosswind runway 18, Huntsville Exec. This is a traffic pattern. Essentially, we're flying a big rectangle around the airport, just until we are ready to leave the traffic pattern. There's a couple entry and exit points of the traffic pattern, and they're always on the downwind, which is going to be our next turn. Clear. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turning left downwind, runway 18. We're going to be departing to the northeast, Huntsville Exec. So this leg right here, flying parallel with the runway, this is called the downwind, because the wind is coming from behind us right now. At this leg, this is where we're going to depart the pattern. We're going to go northeast. So we're clear west, clear east, and we'll turn to the...
Huntsville Exec Traffic, Winter 995 mile final ILS, runway 18, go. Huntsville Exec.
All of a sudden.
Oh yeah.
So the other thing that I haven't really pointed out, this wheel right here, this is our trim wheel. So when flying, you shouldn't ever be at the point where you're kind of fighting the plane, really kind of pushing it to do what you want. This wheel will relieve control pressure. So like if I go nose down, the nose is going to go down. Essentially, it's just taking pressure off the yoke so that I don't have to be fighting the plane the whole time. Really helpful. Level off here. And if we find a gap, we'll shoot up through these clouds. Looks like we got one. So we got about 700 feet to go. Right now we're 2,900 feet above sea level. AGL above the ground, we're about 2,000 feet.
Executive 3899, Arizona 10 mile final for ILS and 08.
Now the other thing with flying, the rudders steer on the ground, but they also do a lot in the air. If I let go of this, I have a lot of right rudder in right now. If I let go of it, see how the nose just kind of pulls to the left?
Yeah.
This is called uncoordination. You don't want to fly uncoordinated. Essentially, we're slipping right now. We're kind of drifting along right now. You want to keep everything aligned with your direction of flight. And the way we do that is use rudder, and we keep that ball centered.
Gotcha. Level traffic at 955 is right cross on departure 35.
That's leveled out at 35 or 11.
Hotel Executive Traffic 3899, Arizona 10 mile final for the ILS and 08. Hotel Executive.
Make sure we'll lean a bit.
So what is the flight going between like lean and pitch?
Yeah, so as we go up in altitude, air becomes less dense, right? The pressure decreases as we go up. So this just controls it controls a ratio, right? How much fuel to air we're putting into the engine. We want that ratio to be correct, right? So with a decrease in air pressure at higher altitudes, we don't need to be putting as much fuel into the engine. So that's what leaning is. You're leaning the amount of fuel going in. As we get lower, we will enrich in that again because we want more fuel going if we have a higher air density down low. So this is really for efficiency. It keeps our fuel flow going into the cylinders correct. We don't want fouled spark plugs or anything like that. And it also saves us money essentially on fuel because that way we're not burning extra fuel. Alright, so we got leveled off right at 3,500 feet. So now we're just kind of fine. We're just moving. A lot of fields out here in our practice area, which is a good thing. Nice and flat, not a whole lot to have to watch out for. So flying, I always tell students on that first lesson, you should never be flying the plane like this. You should never be like white knuckling the yoke like this. The plane wants to fly on its own. I let go and it's doing its own thing. The only thing that you need to do on this yoke, just the back of your fingertips, just kind of guiding it. And it's all about small corrections, right? So if you notice that it starts to descend on you, it's just a small, kind of smooth correction on the yoke to get you back up to altitude. Same thing with turns. If you want to put it into a turn, you're going to use rudder and the yoke, but it's just a nice kind of easy roll into the turn. I'm not yanking it. I'm not white knuckling the yoke. In a turn, you'll notice that you have to pull back on the yoke as well.
Keep the nose up.
Exactly, keep that nose up, because essentially what's happening is you're trading some of your vertical lift for horizontal lift. That's what's making us turn. So if I roll into this turn, that nose will want to drop. You kind of have to pull it back just a little bit. Very easy. So I'll kind of let you just kind of fly around a bit, just get a feel for it. So you got the flight controls.
I have the flight controls.
Yeah, very good. rudder get kicked in a little bit when you started turning to the right? That's perfect. It's a super nice morning this morning too. Usually, like as the day goes on, it just gets really hot and it will start to get very, very bumpy, turbulent because all that heat rises. But early mornings are usually pretty smooth.
Okay. I was curious to see what the weather was gonna be like when we came over here.
Yeah. It all these clouds. I mean, you saw it when you got here. It was clear. By like 9-10 a.m., all these clouds kind of start popping up, just because the heat already starts building.
Yeah.
I can probably guarantee later today it's gonna be these clouds are gonna be pretty tall. They're gonna be dark, and it might rain a little bit.
Ooh. Yeah, I brought a sweater.
A sweater? Yeah. Where are you from?
I live in South Carolina right now.
Okay, what part?
Charleston.
Charleston, okay. I have a friend that lives up near Greenville.
Oh, okay, yeah. Charleston's like the only city I've ever been to in South Carolina.
Yeah.
But I used to live in Virginia. I lived in Virginia for like what, 12 years?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time. What part of Virginia?
I lived in Norfolk. Okay, it's next to Virginia Beach.
That's cool.
And then I lived like in the Noble area, like Manassas, Woodbridge.
Okay, yeah. I'm not from down here either. I'm from Nevada originally, so long way away. But I decided to go to Auburn for college. I was in their flight program, and then I have some buddies that live up in Huntsville, so I figured I would time build up here.
I've never been to Nevada. I've always wanted to go.
It's a lot different. It's hot, but it's dry heat. So there's no humidity or anything like that.
Vegas worth it?
I personally really like Las Vegas. There's a lot of people who absolutely hate it. Right now it's horrendous though. I mean, it's like 115 degrees. You walk outside and it feels like you're in an oven.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I like big cities, so I do like Las Vegas.
I prefer dry heat.
Oh yeah.
Because I was born in Florida.
Okay, yeah.
And I lived there for like 8 years, and it feels like you just can't breathe.
Oh yeah. All right. Give me a 180. Turn me around so that we're facing east, and we will. I'll kind of have you mess with the power a little bit too. This is really good. Usually I'll have like discovery flights. We'll kind of turn, but they'll like either yank it or we'll be in like a 60-degree bank, and I'm like, take some of that bank out. From over here doing like acrobatics to do a practice flight at 6,500 Oklahoma traffic. Alright, so I want you to practice with the throttle. So we're going to do a climb. So we're going to climb up to about 4,000 feet. So what you're going to do is you're going to go full throttle, you're going to push the throttle all the way forward, and you're going to kind of let the nose come up, you're going to let it raise. We're going to climb at 78. So give it full power. And we're going to pitch up right about here is a good amount of pitch for now. As you do that, our speed is going to slow down. Our vertical speed starts rising because we're climbing right now, at about 700 feet per minute. In a climb, kick in some right rudder. So see how that ball is deflected to the right? You're gonna step on it, yeah. Traffic, I want to get my drone there. 7 mile final on that line. Looks good. And now once we get to 4,000, you're going to do a couple things. It's a 3-step process. So you're going to use pitch, you're going to control pitch first, and then you're going to pull your power out, and then you're going to get it retrimmed out. So pitch, when you get to 4,000, you're going to push the nose forward. You're going to pitch down. Right about now, you're going to hold 4,000. Now the power, you're going to pull out. Pull it out until you get about 2,200 RPM. As you do that, you'll kind of keep pitching down. There you go. So that's really good. Power is set. Now, do you feel like you're fighting a plane? Like, are you really holding this yoke back, or are you really pushing it forward or anything? No, so it's probably trimmed out pretty good then. Let it go and let's see what it does. It is trimmed out pretty good, right? It didn't want to climb, it didn't want to descend, so it's looking good. Okay. So that was a climb. We'll do a descent. We'll descend back down to 3,500. So power on this one, you're not going to pull it all the way out. You're going to pull it to about 1,800 RPM. As you do that, your nose is going to kind of settle a bit. This is a good descent angle right here. We're not pushing it forward. We're just letting the plane descend. Right now, you got about an 800 foot per minute descent rate going. And the level off for a descent is going to be a little bit different than a climb. You're going to start introducing power back, and then you're going to pick the nose up, level off at 3,500, and then you'll retrim it if you need to.
Okay.
So right about now, put that power back in to 2,200 RPM. And see, it kind of does it on its own, honestly. You really didn't have to do all that much right there. That was a descent.
Okay.
How do you feel? You want to do a couple maneuvers?
Good.
All right, cool. So we're going to do, I got flight controls.
Okay.
We're going to do some steep turns, and we're going to do, I don't know, maybe we'll do a chandelle. So steep turns, it's exactly like it sounds. We're going to do two 45-degree turns. We're going to go to the left, and then we're going to go to the right. This is one of the private pilot maneuvers. So you'll do this in your training, and you'll have to do it on a check ride. The goal here is to maintain altitude and airspeed. So I'm going to get us turned around. We'll get set up for it. You're going to kind of feel yourself getting pushed down into your seat just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to start this maneuver at 3,500 feet, about 90 knots. And we're going to choose a point out there. Let me know if you see something that's very distinguishable out near the horizon.
Everything is so flat.
I know, yeah. We got a couple clouds. They're all kind of looking the same. We'll do,
There's the edge of that mountain over there.
edge of that mountain. I like that. That's a good point. Alright. Perfect. So, I'm going to slow it down just a little bit, pull some power out. Do a pre-maneuver checklist, fuel selectors on both. We're going to go full rich with the mixture. Lights are on, and magnetos are on both, so we're looking good. Alright, like I said, we're going to go to the left first, and we'll go to the right.
Okay. Be sure to come here. 595 Tango, left base. Oklahoma Charlie Sky 4310 Papa. We are 10 miles north.
So right now, we're at about 50 degrees of bank. Somewhat tame. We're just kind of holding our altitude constant. Speed is slowly rising. I'm going to pull a little bit of power out. Punching our mountain over there. There it is.
A lot of traffic.
There's our weight. That little kind of shift right there. That was our own weight turbulence.
Okay.
Now we're going to go to the right again. Again, 50 degrees of bank right now. Speed is at just about 90, 3,500 feet. There's our mountain. There's two of them. That's one of the maneuvers you'll do for private. Let's do. Do you like roller coasters? All right, let's do Lazy Eights then. Lazy Eights is a commercial maneuver. Essentially, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making an S. So it's two 180-degree turns with climbs and descents. So we're going to get this one started. We're going to go 105 knots. And I'll get us back up to 3,500 as well. This is a commercial maneuver, so this one you won't do for private, but you will do it when you get your commercial certificate. And whenever we get to 105, we'll start on both. Make sure full rich, lights on, magnetos are on both. Okay, so here's 105, we're going to go up. We're looking for about 15 degrees pitch up and about 15 degrees of bank right now. Now we're going to kind of let it come back down to 30 degrees of bank. It's a very lazy maneuver, that's why it's called a Lazy 8. Now we'll start speeding up. Go back to the left. Off the West Miles North at 3,500, position north of 5. Clear east of field. That was Lazy 8. Sometimes they feel more aggressive than that. That was a pretty calm one. A chandelle is essentially a maximum performance climb. So same kind of idea here. We're going to start at 105. We'll go to the left. So with this one, we're going to roll into a bank, so full throttle, and we're going to climb. Hello, my traffic, 700 Romeo X-ray is... That was a Chandelle. But we started at 105 and then now we're at 50. So we just traded all of our airspeed for altitude. We gained about 500 feet right there. That's another commercial maneuver. I'll get that speed back up and I'll give you the flight controls again. You got the flight controls. We are the road to your east. Just have fun. Do whatever you want. You can do some climbs, you can do some descents. Just get a feel for it. Alrighty. Executive Warrior 66 Charlie radio check. 6 Charlie radio, loud and clear. That's 66 Charlie. How do you feel? You like it? Yeah? Yeah, I like it. It's a lot different than the sim, but the sim translates really, really well to the plane. you know, you can run through procedures, you can run through maneuvers in the sim, and by the time you get here, the plane, you'll kind of have that flow down. Yeah, you can feel every little bump in this.
So you gotta put on. That's on the GPS, we're descending below you.
You know, you'll have some of the most fun flying experiences you'll have in one of these though. You know, once you get to jets, you're kind of at that level where it's all like a flow. It's all automated. You don't really do maneuvers. You just you get there, you go from point A to point B. Don't get me wrong, you get to go to the one places. In a Cessna, you can kind of really get a feel for flying. You really get a feel for, you know, what you have to do to keep the plane in the air. You get to do maneuvers. You still get to go from point A to point B. It's just a lot slower.
Holding green traffic, 61 Whiskey Yankee, we're established on the RNF for runway 21.
Yeah, exactly. There's some newer trainer aircraft. This is a trainer, but like Cirrus SR-22s and stuff, brand new kind of planes. They'll do everything for you, and that kind of defeats the whole point of training. You know, you want to learn how to actually fly rather than having the plane do everything for you.
Right. So the traffic showed up in the plane had something around to 1 we got you guys inside now. That's your phone.
Well, yeah. Take me up to 5,000, and we'll do an emergency descent. So we'll go down, and then we'll head back towards the reason why I say take me up to 5, that way we have a little bit more time to lose altitude. I'll kind of show you that aspect of flying. We'll do an emergency descent. Essentially it's an expedited descent. You want to lose as much altitude as you can in a short amount of time. So there's a bunch of different reasons why you might want to do that. So you have an engine fire, right? Your engine starts catching on fire. First you want to put that fire out, right? You want to get some airflow over it. You want to descend quickly. Another reason could be one of your passengers, right? One of your passengers starts feeling really hypoxic. They're losing oxygen to the brain. You want to get down as quickly as you can, get them oxygen. It's kind of like a rainbow maneuver. You can use it for a whole bunch of different things. If you have an engine failure, do an emergency descent, just kind of spiral over a certain area.
Okay. What is the max altitude?
This plane can get up to about maybe 14,000 on a cold day. On a really hot day, probably lowers to about 12-ish. Yeah, you would notice kind of the higher you go in this plane, the more sluggish it's going to get.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got flight controls.
Flight controls.
Alright, we're going to turn over towards this nice clear area with no clouds.
Traffic 79 runway extra, turning left base, runway 18 Paloma.
Got a bunch of fields below us, so, you know, in the event that this was a real emergency, you would have a field down there to land on. Alright, so we'll do a brief check the field selector is on both, make sure full brakes lights on, magneto's are on both, seatbelts are on, and all items are secured. Like I said, it's a normal maneuver. You're going to notice we're kind of pitched and banked, relatively steep, and our speed is going to get pretty high pretty quickly. We're shooting for 125 on the speed. So, the thing we're going to do, power is going to come all the way out. We're going to pitch down and roll into the bank.
Right
now we're in about a 40-degree bank. Speed is building up. There's 125, that's what we want. And now we're just kind of holding it here, right? We're just getting a lot of airflow on that engine. See what's that fire?
Transitioning to the southwest at 2,700. Staying still traffic.
Whenever we get pointed at Huntsville Executive Airport, we're going to level the wings and then pick the nose back up. Right now we're descending at like 2,000 feet per minute. That's very fast. You might hear your top.
At the air taxing 18, Huntsville Exec.
Alright, so there's Executive. We're going to go wings level. And nose can come up. So that was an emergency descent.
Okay.
Now obviously in a real scenario you'll be landed. You won't be continuing on to the nice paved runway, but that's another private maneuver that you'll do.
Alright,
so they're still using 1.8 over at Executive. So, like I said, we're going to enter and depart that pattern the same way. So what we're going to do is, the airport is over there. I don't know if you can see it. All those buildings kind of in a row.
Yeah.
That's the airport. The runway is just to the right of that. We're going to enter on the downwind again. So we're going to fly past the airport and then we'll come back and be parallel with the runway. So while we're making our way over there, grab the winds again.
9er, altimeter 3017, density altitude 1800.
You ever practice touch and goes?
Oh yeah, all the time, yeah. Honestly, touch and goes are where you're gonna see the most improvement. Just kind of sitting in the traffic pattern and just doing lap after lap. That's where you honestly learn the most.
Not recommended. Mind if I take a video?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Executive Airport automatic weather observation 1405 Zulu, weather wind 130 at 10, visibility 10, ceiling 1800, broken, temperature 2.
Executive traffic, Skyhawk 172, Philadelphia 5 miles to the northeast, 2,300 descending, heading up for a 45 left downwind, runway 18, Huntsville Tech.
Huntsville Tech, Tom 0 Tango, clear the active at Delta, Huntsville Tech.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can see how much they're building out here just being up in the plane. They got construction all over the place.
Oh yeah. I didn't know people were moving to Alabama.
I know, yeah. Who would have thought? Huntsville.
Oh yeah. Are you able to see other planes?
Yeah, so do you see all these like kind of arrowheads?
Those are other planes.
Yeah, those are other aircraft. The number above them tells us how high or low they are in reference to what we are at. So like right now we're at 2,200. So this guy's 5,700 feet above us. So he's probably at around 7,000. I can't do math. Yeah, there's a few. It looks like there's maybe one other guy to the west of Huntsville Executive right now.
So the 14 is like 1,400 feet.
Yeah, so there's 1,000 and 100. If you see three numbers on there, then it would be like 10,000s, 1,000s, 100s, which you do see that quite a bit.
Okay.
Usually it's just airliners. They're like 30,000 feet above us. Huntsville Executive traffic, Skyhawk 172, Kilo Delta, 3 miles east, 1,900 descending, setting up for the 45 left downwind, 18 Huntsville Exec. Whenever you're flying in the traffic pattern, there's also traffic pattern altitude. Typically, it's going to be 1,000 feet above the ground, which is what it is here. So we're going to be holding 1,800 feet. That's about approximately 1,000 feet above the ground right now. So that's just what we're going to hold until we are ready to begin the descent flow. So whenever we get a beam or touchdown point, wherever on the runway we want to touch down, that's when we're going to pull power out. Right now, like I said, we're just kind of flying past the airport, and we're going to turn around and enter the downwind.
Charlie Alpha Quebec Mike just departed 18 right turn heading west, and we'll depart the area.
Huntsville Executive Traffic Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta 45 left downwind 18 on full set. Yeah, so I don't know if you just heard him. He was at Tullahoma. He said Tullahoma traffic. Over there, they do a whole lot of parachute jumping. So you'll always hear like jumpers away, no flying the field for the next like 10 minutes. They do that all the time. I hear that.
Wow, okay.
In my sleep, I've heard that so many times. But yeah, a lot of parachute jumping around here. It's a good spot for it. There's a lot of flat fields, nothing around really.
Do they go to like, I don't know,
usually they go a little bit higher. I think it's like 10,000 is the average there. We're the only one in the pattern here. Huntsville Executive Traffic Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta turning left downwind runway 18. Huntsville Tech.
Palmer Traffic 8 Bravo Romeo is
Alright, so before landing we'll do a quick before landing checklist. Fuel selector is on both, trim is set. Mixture pull rich, landing light on, and magnetos are on both over there, so they look good.
okay.
See those two big white stripes on the runway?
Yeah.
That's our touchdown point, so that's where we want to touch down on. So I'm going to beam those stripes, I'm going to pull power out, 1500, and now we're just going to get it slowed down.
Please traffic, Skyhawk 737
Once you get it below a certain speed, that white line right there, the low white arm, we're going to start putting flaps in, so we'll get it below 85. There we go, we'll go flaps 10. So our flaps start to come down a bit. Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turning left base, runway 18, full stop, Huntsville Tech. Now on base, we're going to do another 10 degrees of flaps, so now we're at 20. Now, this is a really weird phase of flight. Power controls altitude, pitch controls speed. So if I'm really high, I need to pull some power out.
Right.
If I'm really slow, I let the nose come down. That's what's going to build our speed up. So it's called the reverse phase of flight. Sorry. Flight of reverse command.
You departing area to the north.
Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, final runway 18, full stop, Huntsville Tech. So, wind actually did pick up. It's about 10 knots right now, so we got a bit of a crosswind. Speed looks good. Altitude looks good. Those lights next to the runway tell us if we're on glide slope or above or below. We want, ideally, 2 white lights, 2 red lights.
99 is on the 5 mile final for the 09Aug25, circle to land 18. Follow.
Oh yeah, we got a crosswind.
Palmer Traffic, particularly Bravo Romeo is on left now bed 18 Tullahoma.
There's touchdown. And flaps will come up. Go all the way to the left there.
Traffic, 767 Alpha is northbound. Do that up there, 5 miles east of the field, checking on traffic.
Huntsville Executive Traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, clear runway 18 at Delta, taxi the ramp, Huntsville Tech. Alright, we'll do a quick after landing checklist. So, fuel selector, both, trim is reset. We'll lean, and lights are off. Alright. I'll kind of let you get a feel, taxi back. So if you want to use those rudder pedals, we're going to go right here. And then that FBO sign, we're going to turn left on that taxiway up there.
Bill Exec, 8389 Lima is 6 miles north, maneuvering to the 45 runway 18. Bill Exec.
And then with this line, you're just going to follow this line all the way around. And you're going to follow it, well actually you can take it in to the left up here. Yeah, really good. Right on that line. And then parking, I'm gonna park it right where we got it from. So just to the left of those chalks right there, so right about, yeah. I'll straighten it out, there we go. Perfect. Alright, we'll shut it down, so we'll go.
And then, whenever you get a second, just hit that red master switch. You can turn that one off as well. And that's it. Pretty straightforward. You saw when I pulled that mixer all the way out, essentially I'm cutting off fuel to the engine, so the engine's gonna, exactly, it's gonna shut down.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Thank you so much.
Of course, yeah. No, you did good. You're a natural.
Thank you.